Yo, what's up? It's Dewitty, and today we're going to be making my favorite genre right now, liquid drum and bass. So what is liquid drum and bass? Well, drum and bass is a subgenre of EDM. Liquid drum and bass is a subgenre of drum and bass. So liquid drum and bass is a subgenre of EDM. So what are the characteristics of liquid drum and bass? The characteristics are melodies, pads, vocal chops or soft edited vocals, and a deep looming bass. So kind of floaty, transcendent vibes. So some of the classics are High Contrast. One this is inspired by is Need You by Moonboy. Even in popular genres, we have The Weeknd who used some elements of liquid drum and bass. So I've always loved liquid drum and bass ever since I first heard it. So I decided to make my own song, and it's called Transcendence. I know I usually make like R&B, hip hop, or pop, but I decided to go ahead and switch it up, make something new for you guys, get a new sound. Actually, this is actually one of my favorite songs I've made so far, so we'll see if I stick within this liquid drum and bass genre. So today I'm going to show you what I learned making this liquid drum and bass song. So step one to making liquid drum and bass, the drums. So with liquid drum and bass, it's usually between 160 and 174, faster side of the tempo. And so basically this is what most liquid drum and bass is going to sound like. We went ahead and just made the hi-hats into one loop here. So then it can build up. This is the verse, and then that's the chorus. So this is going to be the kick pattern and the snare pattern. And then just some really fast hi-hats. And then of course we're going to add a bunch of hi-hat rolls and everything like that. And so this is what the final loop is going to sound like. So have it strong, have the kick strong, and the 2 and 4 snares strong, and then add some ghost snares, add a lot of little ghost hi-hats. We also have like shakers and tamarines in there. Real quick, like and subscribe if you're liking this video so far, really helps out the channel. Step 2 of making a liquid drum and bass song is the vibe. So there's multiple ways you could do this. You could have some ambient pads, or you could have some nice little vocal chops with a crap ton of reverb and delay. So that's what I did today. So we have multiple vocal chops in this, and basically what I wanted to do is sort of treat it like an instrument. So this is kind of like the soft ambient part of the song. So this is unedited, just with reverb and delay and everything. And then this one as well. That's just a melody with a crap ton of reverb and delay. And then what I did, I went ahead and added some gross beats, so I added only to the second half. So basically what this effect is called is tremolo. So basically you're automating the volume in and out. So as you can see, we're automating the volume up and down, up and down, up and down. And sort of like this 8th note pattern. So this is what that's gonna sound like. It kind of adds some rhythm to that vocal chop. So what I did, I didn't want it the whole time. So we're gonna start it super ambient like this. And this is just automation. So it's gonna slowly rise up and then come back down. So the other way is having synth pads and pianos and organs all mixed, just ambient, really ambient sounds. And I didn't have to go too ambient just because I already have like the vocal chops and everything. So to recap this section, step 2 is just making that ambience. So you can have reverb and delay on some vocal chops, or you can go ahead and make some kind of pad or some kind of combination of ambient instruments. I also added some breaths. Just adds to the ambience of the whole thing. So we have it super, super wide. The wet is way up. Early reflection is way up. And also, of course, delay and everything. As you can tell, super, super ambient. That's how to do crazy and epic vocal chops. And the mic I'm recording that on is the AT2020. As you can tell, I have the acoustic foam up all around to eliminate any reflections in the room. And then just getting a vocalist to record, or recording your own vocals. Hopefully soon I'll go ahead and make a sample pack so you guys can easily download that. But what gives liquid drum and bass another ethereal kind of ambient vibe is that deep organic bass. So Reese's are going to be that super distorted kind of low bass that you hear. What we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and sound design the Reese bass. So we're going to use Serum. There's a free version of this called Vital if you're going to follow along. We're going to start with 2 triangles, slightly detuned from each other. As you can see, the fine tuning. 25, 26, negative to positive. Then we add a little bit of filter to cut out all that high end. Add the sub to have that deep looming bass there. Add some porta so it slides between each note. This is what that's going to sound like. So as you can tell, you have that high end, and then you have that low end. So really use some contrast there. And of course, I just faded it out with some volume automation. So now we're going to move on to the vocals. In the intro, we have this vocal chop. So that's vocal chop number 1. Then we have one of the melodies used super ambiently. So just layer those two on top of each other. Then we have the breaths. We're going to go ahead and move on to the verses vocals. So we just have female lead.
It's the way you
And then me coming in with some stabs.
It's the way.
And then, of course, pre-chorus. So normal first half, and then I switch to the lead, and then make the female vocals ambient in the background.
I thought I saw it in your...
And then, of course, the chorus, same thing.
So lost.
And then double it up.
I get so lost inside of you.
And that's the verse 2 here. Basically what I did, I wanted it to be super ambient. I just basically doubled up a lot of the melodies here. So as you can tell, all of these melodies are playing at the same time. So super, super ambient. You have the vocal chops and you have different melodies at the same time. But they all fit together. And then this little bridge kind of thing right here, just me with some super reverb again. That's going to be pretty much all these vocals. The goal is just ambience, floaty, liquid drum and bass vibes. In this final chorus, as you can see, there's a lot of vocal layers here. And I just basically pan them right, left and right. So super wide stereo width wise. So basically all that means you can pan different instruments and vocals left and right. Of course, each one of these is going to be differently panned, but all super wide. And then my vocal chain, as you can see, of course, compression, subtractive EQ, additive EQ, bunch of reverb, delay, and then of course I have a bunch of different tracks for all the different ones, so I can add different effects and everything like that. And of course, saturation on the lead. Now I'll move on to the chord. So as you can see in this intro, one trick to save CPU power is instead of having all the instruments, you can just consolidate it into one file. So that's just what I did with this little intro here. As you can tell, it's super spread, a lot of instruments, a lot of layers. And then basically what I did here, as you can tell, we have like 5 different layers. So basically one of them is the normal one. Then we have one that's essentially pitched up a whole octave. Then we have another one pitched down a whole octave. And so basically I just layered them. So we have the normal one a higher octave, one a lower octave. And this is even higher, so 2 octaves higher. Just add a bunch of ambience and just add a bunch of layers. And then we have the plucks. This is going to be like the main theme of this song. 174 BPM. So that's a lot. So these plucks are really going to give that rhythm. So that has a little bit of EQ on it to filter out a lot of the high end. So then when it gets a little bit more energetic, we can go ahead and add that back in. Then basically we recorded some piano right here and just super ambient, lots of reverb, etc. And we have the bass. This is just more of a steady bass, less distortion. Then we have the other instruments. So we have the drums, straight up hi-hat there. We layered some organ. Then we layered some extra piano on there, just chords. And those are panned left and right. Then we have the arps. For some reason I just love these. It's what drew me to EDM. It's basically just put in chords and it'll add all those rhythms for you. So this is in flex right now. There's auto drainer with lots of reverb on pretty much everything here. And so this is what all that sounds together.
It's the way you make me weak. I thought I saw.
And of course we're gonna build up to the chorus, build up. Piano's gonna come in halfway through.
I thought I saw it in your eyes. I was so wrong. I was so blind.
And that's my favorite trick right there. What I just did, just cut out everything like a beat right before, and it just gives that drop a lot more.
Blind.
So I just went straight vocals there.
I was so blind.
As you can tell, I have a little harmony there. We have panned left and right, so of course it sounds like a chorus. Then we have plucks. Yeah, and if we go to the effects, I use them mostly at the end here, where basically we have a riser and a downlifter. And then of course some impact. So it's gonna rise up. Another longer one. And then these are just gonna really hit. We added a whole nother harp in there, as you can tell. And then at the very end, we go ahead and lap them together. And then at this section right here, I just basically added a radio filter onto it. So basically that's just cutting all the high end and the low end out. So you have just the mid range. So those are most of the FX tricks that I used. Mixing was pretty simple, just laid it all out. We have the drums compressed, we have the bass, of course some overdrive, a little bit of compression, a lot of the high end taken out again, piano, reverb. As you can tell, this is just the non-recorded piano, so that's going to be panned 80% left, organ 80% right. So we want to basically balance all this ambience, everything going on, because everything is so stereo. Same with these chords layers, we had left, right, different levels of ambience, different levels of saturation. I'll be releasing an online course soon. Go ahead and show you're interested down in the description. And here's the full song. You can go ahead and stream this on all platforms soon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you watch this next, and I'll see you there.